My name is Florian Rölke and I help AI agency owners optimize their schedule and maximize their productivity time. Now, as we have just wrapped up the last client call, I'm going to close. The meeting ended here. Here are a few learnings that I've made from this call. Maximize the morning productivity, reactive morning routine, block time, prioritize high-value tasks, eliminate distractions, and proactive deep work. We want to ask ourselves, what is best for us? Are we more like a nighttime person? A lot of people who are very technical are. A lot of other people who are not very technical are too. Are you a night person? Are you a morning person? Do you have more creative time in the morning? Do you have more creative time in the evening? So, maximizing morning productivity, and then also, do we actually take time in between the meetings, or do we have our meetings stacked back to back? At what time do we like to take our meetings? Do we tend to do them more in the morning or in the afternoon? I found personally that for me it works to front load all of the meetings to Monday as much as I can, and then have less meetings towards the end of the week, and on the end of the week then book my meetings for the following week, so that I, especially on Thursday, Friday, also leave a lot of open spaces so that people who want to book spontaneously with me during the week find still some spots on Thursday and Friday. And if not, I can already start planning for the next week, and then on Saturday, Sunday do other tasks outside of that, so that I leave this space open. I've also seen that with a lot of agencies that it actually works to have their alignment sessions, all of the team huddles, their team meetings on Monday. They pull all of the meetings forwards and do that on Monday. So morning deep work protection, that's the question. Do you have to do some deep work? Do you want to do some deep work? Is, for example, content production something that you can place into your deep work sessions? I just spoke with somebody who runs a successful AI agency with 3 partners, and that is exactly one of the other learnings that we can make that I had on the call earlier today, where I told the 2 partners, cherish, or I suggested that rather, cherish what you've got. You've got this partnership, because there was a discussion around, okay, the partner wants to do less work, he wants to do more work, but they still want to be aligned. They have different ideas of how an ideal work day looks like, but they still want to be aligned and want to work together. And I told them, cherish what you got. There is a time to cut people, but there's also a time to refrain from cutting people and see every opportunity, or like every relationship that you've already built, as an existing resource. Because as you go deeper with a person, you spend this time, and time is very valuable, especially in the space of AI, because you can't turn the time back. The time is going to go forward whether you want it or not. The question is just, what are you going to do in the time where this opportunity is currently here and present? And so that really is the question. So we asked ourselves, how are we aligned that we cherish that? Okay, so morning deep work protection. Do we work in the mornings or do we not? And like, what's the deep work? How do we fill the deep work time? And I've also found this piece tactical and valuable, that we take a look at, and as we schedule that, as we put that in the schedule, that we assign a name to the deep work blocks. We not only schedule deep work, but we also put a name to it so that we know exactly what this deep work session is for. The partnership and development trap. Getting paid $5,000 for a project you would normally charge $15,000 for might make sense strategically if it gets you case studies and market positioning. Content creator advantage. Having social validation through YouTube and LinkedIn dramatically reduces the who are these guys problem when pitching enterprise clients. Well, of course, a lot of people underestimate that. It's like, this is how clients find you, so that you can then spend all of your time doing what's best for you, meaning doing what you are best at. And what's best for you oftentimes is producing content, because that is a compounding asset over time, and it is a skill that in any kind of business interaction, no matter how you're getting your clients, making content is a growth path for everybody working in an agency. To have the ability to clearly articulate that concisely is a skill. To know how to talk to somebody, how to behave on camera, how to have the self-awareness of how you look, how you talk, when to tone down your voice, when to elevate your voice, when you want to amplify and emphasize a point. Very important. Content creator advantage. So I would encourage everybody to make content just for the sake of making content, just because making the content makes you better. Whether you close deals in person, or whether you close deals over a Zoom conversation, or whether you don't need to close any deals because you're basically doing so much of the deal closing and explanation exactly in the content already. Okay, revenue consistency model. Aim for predictable weekly metrics, 5 to 7 new members, managing manageable churn, rather than feast or famine custom project cycles. Exactly. So we ideally want to find a product that we can productize, like that we can repeatedly offer as a productized solution. The SWOT reality check, this is very interesting. We have seen that making a SWOT analysis in evaluating some of these opportunities is a very important point. It is very important to make a good SWOT analysis, or at least this is one of the tools that you can utilize in order to evaluate that opportunity, right? And so vertical versus horizontal positioning, early data collection strategy, testing market receptivity before fully committing to a niche. Yes, I've seen this a lot when people ask me, okay, what niche should I choose? One of the considerations is obviously utilizing those 4 decision-making criteria by Alex Hormozi, which I like to pull to or put into a draw from when evaluating a niche, which is the market growing? Do they have the money to spend? Are they easy to target? And are they in pain, right? These are the 4 verticals that we want to be taking a look at in order to validate a market. But there's not only that, there's also going where the money is. People who vote with their money and not saying this sounds interesting, but actually you receiving money in the bank for that is a great indication of something that is validated, that is tested in the marketplace, that the marketplace values. The commoditization warning. Pure development work is becoming commoditized fast. You need to move up the value chain to strategy and implementation guidance. Energy management over time management. Track when you're most productive and protect these hours fiercely. Fighting your natural rhythm kills both quality and efficiency. How should productivity be optimized? Time management and energy management. Yes, we want to schedule around our time. We want to put it into our schedule and focus on peak productivity hours and natural rhythms. We also want to evaluate, as I said in the beginning of this video, do we work best in the morning? Do we work best at nighttime? What's the best hours that are good for us? Okay, the meeting outcome framework. Never have a meeting without a clear outcome defined beforehand. Making it clear, that is one of the pieces that I help my clients with, of identifying what it is that the outcome, what the outcome is for each meeting for the week ahead. We were just talking about an alignment retreat where one of the founders who works remotely is going to be attending live, and they haven't seen each other for a year. And so what do we want to get done? What's the outcome? What's the outcome for the Monday meeting? What's the outcome for the Wednesday client catch-up, for the bi-weekly check-in? What's the outcome of that? Having the outcomes clear. And with that, I will leave you. Thank you very much for coming again.